also there. We have a note taker, and the note taker will record the class, and I will share with you the recording of the class plus a script of the class. If anybody has an objection for recording this session, please let me know. If it's okay, we're moving forward. Thank you so much for coming to the last session, and sorry for all the delays. And I know this is the last days of the year and everybody is busy, and especially for the member of this class, most of you are not students and you have a lot of the other items around you. And I try to keep it this class short, because you know what you have to do. We already have dispatched the material, and we can start working. I think some of you, like Laszlo, Khalil, and maybe Noor, start working on their article, and the other also can keep the pace and reach to them. As I mentioned it at the start, please keep in touch with each other and try to use the other classmates' knowledge about the topic, and we will contribute to your article, and we try to finalize the article that each of you are going to prepare. I want to start with this class with one example of the scientometric article, that you see what would be the final product of your work in this class. And then we're going back and review what we have been discussed. And most of the material are available. And if you have any question, that I'm here to answer the questions. I'm going to share the screen. I hope all of you can hear me very well and also can see the screen very well.
Yes, it's better.
That's great. I'm going to review one article with you. This article is about the scientometric. I think we have a new comer to the class. Let me admit. Yes, Gabor. Hello, Gabor. Welcome to the class. And as I said, that we are going to review one of the article in bibliometric analysis. And this is article on the topic that I searched, and it was an example topic. And I did a search in the class with your classmates. And I'm just want to review this article now with you. And then I will go back to the fellow that we have for preparing your piece of research work. You're familiar with the structure of the article. The article is started. This is the article which has been published in Elsevier. We discuss about the publication bodies like Web of Science, Elsevier, and also PubMed, and the other bodies of the publications, and we review it in the class. And this article is published by them. The year of publication is 2022, and the title is 30 years of behavior in financial market, a bibliometric analysis. Exactly one of the pieces that we are going to do in this class for you. And okay, all the articles start with the title, then the title follows by the name of the author, then department of those authors, and then is abstract and the keywords. After the abstract and keyword, we have the introduction section, and then after introduction section, we're going to it depends on the article. Some article not going directly from introduction to the methodology. Some of them have a literature review after introduction, or even like changing the places. It depends on the journal requirement, as well as the article styles, and also the desire of the authors. And then it goes to the methodology, and you see we have a few paragraphs talking about the methodology and where this methodology has been used in the past. We'll go into the details of each sub-chapter. I just want to show you how this article is presenting the methodology that we reviewed until now. After the methodology, this article, I'm escaping these two, the figure and table, then I will go back to them because those are coming in the result part. Then after the methodology, we have the result part. And in the result part, when you can see the subsection is the publication and citation of the herd behavior. Now here is talking about the different aspect of the publication and citation in the topic. The topic is herd behavior. Your topic that you did research about it and you know your specific topic, and it would be when we're addressing your paper, it would be your paper topic. I'm going back just to have a visual result. Here in the figure 1, article and citation. The number of the publication comes in a one axis of the figure, and then and the other axis of the figure is the number of the citation based on the years. And okay, one of the problem with this table doesn't have the y-axis, which is the year in this paper. But anyhow, I just want to show you that how it is representing. And you remember when we did a search, we collect the information of the number of the publication per year and also number of the citation per year. So we have this information. This article wants to represent it in this way. On your article, you would choosing your style of representation. Maybe this topic is a little bit new for Roberta. And if it is new for you, when we are going, okay, Noor is also joining the class. If this topic is new for you, I'm going back to check the presentation, Roberta. And I describe about those things in the presentations that we had it in the past.
I know how the article need to look like based on specific journals, so I'm okay with that and familiar with.
That's great. And it's just about that the title of this graph that we have, because we collect the information for this graph. And I'm going back when going to the presentation, how we are collecting the information.
Okay, well, I need to double check that because it will be my first time in order to create a citation. Yeah.
I know.
For me as
Yeah, I try to reach you to that point. I know the others review it, and then I will try to reach you also to that the same point that were the other in the class. The next table is the most cited article. You remember, we saved the most cited article when we saved Web of Science information. And here in this paper, it's also representing the same, the most cited article. And you can see that's the average per year, the average of the citation, the total citation, and it's sorted by the top total cited article in the paper. I'm going back and give you a hint. You may remember when we discussed about the saving records, I also told you save the most cited article of the last 2 years, which we consider them as a hot topic, and we consider and we want to represent them to the scientists in the same area that you are working. So I'm going down. You can see it's representing 30 article as the most cited article, but it depends for you. It depends on the research that we did, and we try to keep the meaningful number of the article in your final, the number of the article in the most cited article table in your paper. I'm going down. The next table is the country with the most publication and citation. Now you can see it brings and classify the countries with the most number of the paper as well as the most citation, and then it changes, and the same table, but this time is sorted by citation, and there's a change between these two tables. And in the body of the paper, it talks about that how these changes, okay, what is these changes between these two tables. Like, for example, the France here is in the 5th rank, but in the citation, the France is coming to the 4th rank. And it shows France has a more citation than the number of the publication. Sometimes that we use some kind of ratio to show it up that what is the difference between these two tables. And okay, I'm not talking about now the discussion. Now I'm just talking about representation of the result. Okay, this table is all talking about the countries, number of the papers, and the citation of those papers on those countries. I'm going down. Okay, you can see this is section 3.2. Sorry, most cited papers. Then we discuss about those most cited papers on the other tables. And coming down, then 3.3, country with the higher number of the article and citation. We saw those information in table 2. And I'm moving forward on table 3. You can see journal. One of the other things is that you see the content come here, but the table is presenting in the upper side. Always there is it's better to have the table after the content, but it depends on the layout of the article. You may need to change the place of the table. These things like the formatting of the article, as Roberta says, it comes to the different publications, and then you can follow the publication guidelines. We will do it individually for each of you, and then we're sure that we'll have a correct style of the paper for each of you in the future. Table 3, journal with the highest number of the article and citation. Here we can see the journal with the highest number of the article and citation, and it's representing the journals. You remember we saved the publisher in our search result. I'm going back and then we see it together. One of the order is based on the number of the papers, the other order is based on the number of the citation. I'm going down. Journal with the higher number of the citation. Okay, this is about the table 3, and we saw the table 3. Now we're going to the table 4, universities with the highest number of the article and citation. It is the same. We already saved the affiliation, which is the universities of those articles that we did in our search, and here also is representing the universities with the higher number of the paper and higher citation. It goes forward, and then it goes to the author with the highest number of the paper and citation. What I want to show you here is that when you're going to the sample article, you see whatever information we gather in our last session is going to be used in your scientific paper. And I just want to show you the rank of this journal, research, and because it's not low rank journal. I'm going up. Uh, impact factor. And it is not at all a low rank journal. It's a 6.3 impact. It has impact factor. It's a very high ranking journal, and it's published the same structure of the article that we discussed in our sessions. And I want to say is that what we are preparing is not a high level report about your area of the research. I want to tell you it has high values for those, especially if we interpreted the result in a meaningful matter at the end of the report. Okay, I'm going back to the continuation of the result. You can see cluster analyzes here that it's analyzing the cluster of the is the table. Okay, table 5. We didn't describe it. Table 5. Author with the higher number of the paper and citation. The same story about the author. We have the authors. It is represented on table 5. After that, this next methodology is a cluster analysis. And here is described the cluster analysis, and it goes to the voice viewer result. You remember this result that we got it from the voice viewer at the end of our analysis, and then it's representing the same network. We can represent a different type of this network. We discuss about these things in the class. I'm going a little bit discuss it now in this class. And the good thing is that in this class, we have the recording of that, and then you can go back and use the recording of this class in the future. Now I'm going down. Table 6, it's bringing the cluster for the main keywords that it has been clustered. And there are 5 cluster, and then it shows all those clusters with the number of the um, occurrence of those keywords in the result. One of the things that is grabbing my eye in this clustering, which I told the team to avoid it, is herding behavior. You remember that we discussed about it. The herding behavior is the main keyword that this research used to gather the information, and now they are representing back in their clusters. The problem with this method is that they are presenting their search result, and definitely everything is around the search result, and we have to eliminate the search result to have a better interpretation of the keywords and the clustering of the keywords. You can see also herding here. This is also flaws in this research and behavior as well. Like you can see both of them here. They are here in one cluster, and it doesn't lead us to any kind of valuable interpretation from this clustering. Because when we're going to the graph, we will see those main keywords are the main nodes, that everything is surrounding those nodes, and definitely because we search for these keywords, we'll get the most of the results. It's not a good interpretation of the keywords. Okay, it continues the methodology, clustering information, and it talks about the clustering. You can see it talks about the clustering around 2.5 page of the keywords, which is because it's very important to describe the keywords and how the keywords are working, and how they are like connecting with each other, and then what is the interpretation of those keywords, because it gives the contextual and the data analysis on the topics that we did a search. And then it goes to the conclusion, and then the conclusion is the discussion based on that what we achieved, and then author statement, acknowledgement, and to the references of this article. Our structure would be almost the same. I will did a little bit adjustment on this the structure that we have. I represent this one that you have a very clear view what would be your final report, and what is your final report shape, and how it would be like your final paper. What is the shape of your final paper, and where we are going to go. Okay. I know some of you, because that you meet some of the classes in the past, you have some question how we are reaching to this point that we are writing this paper. Then because of that, I'm going back and reviewing what we had it in the class. For most of you, this is a replication of our discussion, but please vary the condition, because I want everybody to be in the same page. I know you may have some questions. Keep the questions at the end of the class, and we have like a QA session at the end of the class. I'm going to the presentation 1. Okay. I'm going to the presentation 1, and then starting from presentation 1. Do you have a full screen of the presentation 1?
Yes.
That's great.
Yes.
Thank you so much. That's great. I'm just moving over it, that you understand what the information was in the presentation 1, and if you need, you can go back and using those information. We start with the class, with the concept of the class, and we discuss about it. We discuss about the science at the start, philosophy of science, then we're going to the Cohen philosophy of science, which is one of the bases for the scientometric. And then after that, we discuss about the PhD students and what is the role of the PhD students, and how we are conducting the research for the in the PhD and research in general. Then after that, we discussed about the process of the science. And in the process of the science, I'm going to this process because this is important, and we see that which part of this process we are in. Identify a research question or problem. First, we identify where we want to go, conduct a literature review, formatting a hypothesis for that research, design and plan an experiment, collect data, analyze data, draw conclusion, peer review and collaboration, refine and reporting, and publish and dissemination of the knowledge. And in this class, when we are referring to that your dissertation, we will cover the first three parts, which you can use it in your final dissertation. Here we try to identify the research question that you have. Based on that one, we conduct a literature review, and we prepare a paper which is your literature review for your final dissertation. And hopefully we format a little bit of your hypothesis in this class. I mean, your final hypothesis in this class. What we are doing also in this class is a science process. So for this activity, which is collecting your literature review, we are also going through all the 10 steps of the science process. So I want that you see the big picture. The big picture is that you prepare something for your dissertation, final dissertation, which is the three first step of your dissertation. But that also consider the main 10 steps of the science process, because that is also a scientific outcome and scientific product for you. What is the real science? We discuss about the real science. We discuss about the physics and mathematics, and other science. I call them recommendation and the best practices for the time being. And I'm not elaborating now on those items. Okay, the difference between theoretical and applied science, I brought that one, that you're not putting yourself in the applied science, and then you understand that you are in the theoretical science right now as a PhD student, and because the application of the applied science is very hard, and because most of you are coming from the place that you do, like you are working right now, and most of you have a mindset to going for applied science rather than the theoretical science, and this is a bit flaws for you, and I hope that you would find your right path for your PhD dissertation. We discussed about it. It's to prototype. It's hard to do production or product. It is come back to this difference between theoretical and applied science, because it's easy to make a theory, which is prototype, and it's very hard to implement it in the real world. So don't go for the real world implementation of your dissertation, but use it in the way that you have a science output, which it can be used in the real world area. Okay, we discussed about these items. I'm just going fast on these items. I want to show you the useful part, which is more useful now for this session. Okay, why reading literature review and study historical is essential for developing new science. Okay, all of us know that what is the main reason that we are using the literature review, and we are collecting that literature and information. Okay, how we will do the literature review? There are different methodology for the literature review, and here we are not discussing about literature review. Maybe one of you goes to have a literature review paper after the class, and I will tell the reason behind that one. Then we went to the bibliography and the bibliometric. What is the bibliography? You're familiar, most of you are familiar with the bibliography. And then we discussed what is the bibliometrics, and then how we are measuring the metrics behind the bibliography, which is bibliometric is the librarian science, and it is useful for the librarians. Example of the bibliometric, I'm going through this example, and these are as the same as those that I show you in the article. Citation analysis, you saw the citation analysis in the article. H index, we didn't discuss about the H index on that specific article. Impact factor, we use impact factor mostly for the journals to have understanding about the journals. Co-citation analysis, bibliographic couplings, and metrics. These metrics in general is very interesting, but this is not a topic that we're touching in this class. We didn't touch that one. If anybody wants, it can go deeper on the altmetric. Actually, altmetric is related to the social media content, media content, and the changes, especially in the current medias and current science representation. Use case and the references. Okay, these are in the presentation one. I'm escaping this part. Then we discuss about the scientometric, an overview of the scientometric. We discuss that the bibliometrics and scientometric, they have a little bit gap over each other. And in the scientometric, evolution and the research outcome, this is one of the aspects. Citation analysis, you remember that we had a citation analysis again. Mapping research network. Mapping the research network, we saw it in the bibliometric. We touched the countries, but we didn't map the relation of those countries there. But in our study, when we are using voice viewer, we map the countries with each other. Identify research trends and topics, journal and institutional rankings, and all altmetrics, the same as it was in the bibliometrics. Okay, you can see some of the application of scientometric. I'm moving on that. And examples. We little bit discussed about the content analysis, because to be honest, content analysis, because it needs a programming knowledge, and we do a little bit content analysis for some of your research, and we just touched this point, and I'm just moving over it that you know that we're touching the content analysis. Okay, for content analysis, data collection, coding and categorization, quantitative analysis, qualitative analysis, draw a conclusion, and making inference. I, I think this slide, I'm going back. I think this slide is interesting for Khalil and maybe also Laszlo, because we start to using the Python codings to shaping the networks for the content, and maybe we can go deeper in your research with the content analysis and co-keywords, and also maybe topic analysis in your most of your research. And anybody else who has the coding based knowledge and one is interested in this topic, we can continue this discussion, but I think we will continue it in the individual sessions, not in the whole class, because it's a little bit further than the class topic. Okay, application of the content analysis. Moving forward, example of that. Then we touch the theory of the graph. On the theory of the graph, we discuss about this is like one of the big graphs, as you can see. We cannot analyze on that one. This one also another graph. This one is also another graph. Then we discuss a little bit about the different, I would say, characteristics of the graph, and what is the characteristics, what shows the characteristics of the graph, and then application of the machine learning in scientometric. This one we just touch it, and I just give you the titles. We are not going deep in this context. And okay, what is the output of the class? Now we discuss about it, and I show you one example of that, the output of this class. And what is your role? You're preparing that one. What is my role? I'm be with you side by side, that you can prepare the final article. And one of the things we will do it, we will peer review it with your classmate. Like we will ask your classmate to do the peer review on your article and helping to improve your article. So don't worry to prepare your draft. Your first draft will be peer reviewed by your classmates, and the peer review will improving the final result of the class. Okay, this is the presentation 1. I'm going to the presentation 2. The good things about the presentation 2, most of the items in the presentation 2 was the recap of the presentation 1, which we don't need to recap it now because we are reviewing all those items. Going a little bit faster here. Presentation 2. We discussed about the data collection in presentation 2. It was the next step in our class, and I asked all the class to be sure that they have the access to the Web of Science. In the presentation 2, we discussed what are the science materials, academic article and journals, books, lectures, and course materials, infographics, and visual learning resources are the scientific materials. Major academy database, all of you know Google Scholar, you know Scopus, you know Web of Science, PubMed, and IEEE Explorer, which is mostly for the engineering and the computer science publication. Then we discuss about open source repositories, and there's open like a core, base, and open alex and mdpi, which they are open source repositories. Then we discuss about the publication publisher platforms like Elsevier, Springer Link, Taylor and Francis Online. These are some example of the scientific publishers. Then key differences in the science landscape coverage between the Google Scholar, Scopus, Elsevier, and Web of Science. And we discussed about these 4 different area. And I told you because the Web of Science has the most structured information, and it's also cover around 80% of the Elsevier. It's also cover somehow around 70% of the Scopus, and also it's covers some percentage of the Google Scholar, and the information there is more structured, and it's easier for us to do the analogy and to prepare the final paper. We use Web of Science, and I told any students would like to have a extra challenge can collect the information from the other sources and combine them and compare the information between the different sources. Web of Science, search in the Web of Science with your keywords, and search in the Web of Science with your search keywords. Then we're representing the Web of Science. This is very important part, and I asked the classmates, like I asked all the students to prepare a documentation. On the documentation, I asked them to have their main keyword and the 2 sub keyword, 2 or 3 sub keywords which is related to the main keyword. Then we can use it for the search in the Web of Science. It's very important how we are selecting the main keyword and alternate of that main keyword, and it needs to be reviewed before that you start your search. We did review for a few of you that we did the search in the class. We did it for Agnes, I think for Noor, Laszlo, Mr. Gabor Mayar, and Khalil, and yeah, Gemino, we did it, I think. But your responsibility is that to be sure your keywords are correct, and it is your responsibility. Consider it that with your keyword you can search all the landscape of your search area, and to be sure that you have a correct keyword in your hand. For that one, we prepared research documentation. I ask each students to prepare research documentation. And some of you put it in the Google Drive. We have a one Google Drive. It would be shared with all of you. I want to be sure that everybody has access to this Google Drive. We will going through that one. Don't rush into it. And you can see that we have the research documentation. On the research documentation, we documented the main keywords. For example, for Khalil is a labor market, and the secondary keyword for Khalil is a skill development, and he tries to have the different type that we will write skill development. And as I said, garbage in, garbage out. Very, very careful about these the selection of these keywords. It is your responsibility. If you would like, because it is not my area, that's your area. If you would like, run it with your supervisor to be sure that you have a correct set of the keywords for starting your search. I'm coming back here. We discussed for how to search. Okay, I'm going out here back, and then I want to show you something. Okay, I have another video for you. I'm just publishing this video as well. And you can have this video. Okay, close it. For you, for the class, I prepared some videos coming here to how to do the search in the Web of Science. I put them in the LinkedIn, in the YouTube, and then you can start how to do the search, how to start your search, and then how to save your result, how to record citation on the Web of Science, and how do you record your scientometric and bibliometric article in the Web of Science. You can go through these four videos, and I'm going to again share those videos to you. And let me share the first one, then you can find the rest. You can find the rest in the same channel. I'm sharing in the WhatsApp. This is the fastest way of communication. Okay, so I'm going back to the presentation. So as I said, the search that you are doing in the Web of Science is very important, and the basis of that search is selecting your keywords. Now moving forward, so we assume that you have your keywords, and then you're going to do the search in the Web of Science. I did a search on that time, and then I brought these slides, but the video are more, I would say, practical to follow and see that how you do the search, how you save the result, how you save the result from the result part of the Web of Science, and how do you save the result in the citation, and then how do you save the result in the like a citation, and then the full records. I mentioned here that what we needed from your search. One question, I know most of you did a search and collect the information. Does anybody has a problem to collect information on Web of Science? Did anybody do it? Like, who didn't do collect the information from Web of Science yet? Agnes?
Agnes, yes.
Okay. Roberta, did you collect? Henrietta, okay. Roberta, did you collect the information?
I only collected the keywords and asked my supervisor 2 weeks ago to make the review. That's all of my notes.
Great. And Henrietta also didn't do it. Noor, did you collect all the information?
Yes, in a previous lecture, I do it.
Yeah, we were together.
Yeah.
Yeah, Khalil did it, Laszlo did it, Gabor, Mayor Gabor did it. I think I have another Gabor which is not in this class. I don't know that he did it or not. And Noor, did you do it? Did you collect the information from Web of Science?
Yes, I collected.
Oh, sorry, Mino.
Yes, I
Sorry.
collected.
You also collected. Okay, good. So we have three students in the class which they didn't collect the information from Web of Science. And um, I'm thinking maybe I can ask Laszlo. Laszlo, uh, could you please, like today, continue the class and helping those students to collect the information from Web of Science and save all the results?
Yes, we can follow up on that without a problem. Please do reach out to me then.
Um, if if it's possible, we'll do it in the continuation of the class, and
Yeah.
you continue with them. And just one thing from your side, I want to be sure that you have the correct keywords, and the responsibility of the keyword is on you. And I will review the keywords. Like after the class, we continue the discussion,
Okay.
and we can check. Like I will ask the students to put their keywords on the comment space, and we continue. Yes, Henrietta.
Please do it at other time if we have full of exams and we have full of duties at this time. So it's crazy.
When is the exam?
Please,
Today, tomorrow, two pieces. So next week, if we could do another appointment, it would be better.
It takes like a 1 hour, I think, and for each of you, like it's around 1 hour. Each of you 20 minutes, and um, if we don't do it today, like you have the exam today, tomorrow, next week on Friday, and next week on Saturday, right?
Yes,
What about the 13th of December?
that's great. I will be there.
What about you?
And for Agnes, it's good.
Okay, for Agnes is good.
for
Just
me,
a
Roberta?
second, I
would
need
be
to double
perfect.
check as well.
Okay, thank you. What about you, Roberta?
For me, today will be perfect because I will have options.
Okay, that's also good. So if it is just for you, we'll plan like a 20 minutes, 25 minutes session with you. And then for the Agnes and Henrietta, we'll move it to the 13th. And we have the Gabor. We have to just to check with the Gabor which is not in the class. And for
Merzan, can I
yes,
interrupt? We can do
yes.
that. Maybe that because I didn't see your recording yet, but I can, make a short recording that I put in my keywords, like the hands-on kind of stuff, and then I can share it on WhatsApp, and then the ladies can follow along,
For
and
me,
then you can double check it.
That's also a good idea. My recording is the same. I would do something. What do you think, Robert? You need a help, right? I see that your handshake. Your
sorry
handshake.
for interrupting you both,
No, no,
but
that's okay.
I wish to continue with my keywords and test for the first time because if I would see anyone else's, then I need to repeat and I need correction and correct guidelines.
In one hand, I agree with you. Laszlo, that's a good idea. I know that you want to move forward faster, and let we will plan it. Let's plan it at the end of the class. Now we know the three students didn't collect the information, and we will plan for these three students. Thank you, Laszlo.
Kirsty.
Because see, Laszlo, one of the reason I ask you to help is two things: is that you're also teacher, and then you can moving very fast. The second thing is that you speak Hungarian, and I think it's faster for the team to continue the discussion in the Hungarian. And because of that, I ask you. Thank
Yes,
you
and
so much,
you're
Laszlo.
welcome. And also for the record that, yes, I am happy to help. Please do reach out, and then we can discuss it. And also we can walk through it. And then
Thank,
at the finals, then Merzan can double check, triple check it.
thank you so much. And as I mentioned, that's one of the actually there is one big thing is that the school is for networking, and please consider this as when you are in the uni, the most important thing is the network of the people that you are building. first insight. Your classmate is the first layer of the network. Your like your professors and supervisor are second layer of the network, and the network beyond that one that you get it in the conferences and then on the publisher bodies. And consider that the science is the I would say herd activity, and collaboration is super important. Thank you so much. We're moving forward. This is a topic everybody did it, and in general, it's hard to start with, but after you did once, the second time and third time, it's super easy to conduct and collect the information for this search. Most probably, you would need those information later on for your dissertation as well. Uh, I want to move into the next topic. Yes, Roberta, tell me, and then I want to move to the next topic.
Yeah, I understand. Thank you. So just in addition, I wanted to clarify that I am doing the bibliometric research at ProStar, and tomorrow I have the deadline in order to complete the first article, and I already have the basics. So in addition, I would like to use this knowledge. Therefore, I advise to complete today this session for me. Thank you.
Oh, that's very good. We try to accommodate it, and we try to cooperate as much as we can do with the team helps and efforts. Great. I'm going back to the presentation. So the first step was the data collection, and we collect data, and now it's time for the further analysis after we collect the data. After we collect the data on the last sessions, we opened WOS and everybody installed the WOS Viewer, and WOS Viewer also needs the JavaScript to be updated.
Yes.
It was the next steps.
Yes, I did.
Okay. Does anybody, like, who doesn't have the WOS Viewer? If you don't have it, just mention it here. I hope all of you have the WOS Viewer. It seems everybody has it, and there is no problem to download it. Who doesn't have it?
Not yet.
Who's it? Okay, I cannot see the screen. Henrietta, who
Yes,
doesn't have it?
yes, I did.
Henrietta. Okay. So you need also help for the WOS Viewer. Okay, I'll just mention it. Okay, we need another help for like installing the WOS Viewer with you, and that one we will arrange it for like after this class. Okay, I'm going back to the presentation. So WOS Viewer, this is a link for the WOS Viewer. From the link, you can download the WOS Viewer and also install the WOS Viewer in your local computer, which we need. Then after that, we went to inside the WOS Viewer and we start to start our initial analysis in the WOS Viewer. When we were in the WOS Viewer, we discussed that for creating new network, we can choose between the three different options as the inputs, and we will choose the middle one now for this practice that we have. Create a map based on the bibliographic data. We went further. After that, we select that, read the data from bibliographic data base flows. We have a video on this regard, and that video is like around is the last video I prepared, and I described there what is this different option on the data. I'm just recapping the two session before. It is not even the last session. Then when we were there, we discussed about the different analysis in the WOS Viewer, co-authorship, co-occurrences, and citation, bibliographic metrics, and co-citation. And I use the co-occurrences, which is for the keywords. We discussed what is the all the keywords, what is the author keywords, and what is the keyword plus. Author keyword is the keyword author using in the article, like you that you're going to use in your article. And keyword plus is the keywords the publisher body, the journal, is adding to the paper. And then after that, we moved a little bit further. We describe about is like all the items on the class, and then after we went to another window. In the next window, we discussed about the threshold of that the search. We said if the number of the occurrences of the keyword is more than, it should be more than some numbers, and that number is defining the result. For the study, I get a screenshot. We had 3,291 keywords, and with a threshold of the 6, we had a 100 results, 100 keyword results, and it can be changed. We set it up with your classmate, depends on your work. Then moving forward, here we came to the keywords, and then we saw there are some keywords that are very similar to each other. For example, scientometrics and scientometric. These are a same keyword but with a two different dictation, and so it's representing one meaning. And it is the same for the other keywords. Then we describe, we have to eliminate the two things. One is the search keyword. Second is that the keyword which are close to each other. And I told you record all the modification because we need to represent all those modification in our paper. We have to write it down what we are eliminating from the WOS viewer and why we did it, and why we did those to enhancing the final result. Okay, removing the search keyword, I describe it a little bit here. It was the next step. Then we did a data cleaning. There is a one video from Laszlo that he shows how we can remove the keyword which are close to each other. And also at the end of the video I provided for you, I show that how I did it in my research for you. And the second keyword is on the YouTube. Sorry, the second video is on the YouTube, and the first video I'm asking, I will put it at the start, and then you can check that video. Data cleaning, going to move forward. We discussed about a BibTeX in general, very roughly, and it was for those of you who are curious more to know more about the scientometric and bibliometric. Then we came to our final keyword result. Now we can see the network, and we can see that what is the main keywords that we did the search on our network. We discussed a little bit about, okay, this is herding and behavior. Okay, this is different from each other. Actually, this is one search and this is another search. But anyhow, that I show, if you are selecting one of the main nodes, then it shows how it is connected to the other nodes, and it also shows how some of the other nodes is isolating from the main one. And we describe these a little bit, not that much. When we see there is a main keyword which is not connected to the one of the big ones, for example, herding behavior is not connecting to the time series, there is a potential for the search between the herd behavior and time series, between the herd behavior and prices. I'm saying very roughly now because I didn't do the deep research in this regard. But what I want to say is that when you see there is no connection between two nodes, there is a high possibility to do to find a gap on that research. And maybe like the connection of these two main keywords is one of the future research area. Then we discuss about how to save the information from the voice viewer, and where is how we can save the like outputs as a CSV file. We need those CSV files in the future. And we made a two CSV One of them is a node, the other one is the edge of the information. Then I represented in the class what is the node, what is the edge, and then we discuss about it the other part of the voice viewer. I know that some of you are become good to using the voice viewer, and some of you need more, I would say, practice and how to working with the voice viewer and collecting the networks from the voice viewer, and we will be here for collecting the right information for you and for your research. Which analyzes that which graph that we want to use from the voice viewer. We discussed it also in the last session. Co-authorship network, co-authorship of the countries, key occurrences, keyword occurrences network, citation network, co-citation network, co-citation of the countries, and bibliographic coupling network. We are going to extract this information, but we are not sure that we're using all of them because it's different from search to, like, from topic to the topic that you are working on, and the data that we are collecting. Some of them most probably would be useful in your final report, and some of them may not. But in meanwhile, we're collecting all the information in one places, that which I'm going to representing now. What is the final report for you for representing that your information, and then based on that we will improve your final paper. Okay, then we discuss about the BibEx again and export the Python analysis. Now from here onward we want to export the nodes and like a map and voice viewer map file for the nodes, and also voice viewer edge information, like a network information. You can see the map file is contain the different nodes that we have, the ID of those nodes, the location of those nodes, which we wanted if we want to replicate again the nodes, the network on the other network analysis, I would say, software, or in the same network analysis software. It shows the cluster and the weight and the total link straight of that specific node. Moving forward, the weight is the co-occurrences. Now I'm here highlighting that the weight is the co-occurrences, and then here I highlighted that this one is the highest number of the occurrence in this network. Moving forward, then we are extracting the voice viewer network file. When we saw the network file, it didn't have the header, but we need a header for our Python software, and then on the Python software we need those headers. Then we add the headers, a starting node, end node, and weight of the network. Here is the edge of the network. In this file, the second file, we have the edge of the network. Let me, for you, which may confuse, these two Excel files saved from the output of the voice viewer. We save the CSV. I'm coming back here. We save the CSV. You can see the CSV files, and these two CSV files, which is we are representing with the Excel, like we open it with the Excel, then Excel is more, it has a better visualization. And you can see the CSV file is open in the Excel. One of them is a map, which is the nodes. The other one is network, which is the edge of the network. Okay, theory of the graph. Here we touch the theory of the graph. What is the node? What is the edge? And we discuss about, like, we a little bit touch the theory of the graph, and that you need to know a little bit about the theory of the graph, because we are not going inside the theory of the graph. Then we have the clustering algorithm for the graph, and we use the k-mean cluster for this example. I just brought this for your information. And clustering coefficient, I describe it here. What is a clustering coefficient on the class we had, and how we are calculating the clustering coefficient. For those of you which we are going to use the Python programming, we'll use the clustering coefficient. betweenness centrality. We discussed about what is the betweenness centrality, and the eigenvector. We have a little one example about the eigenvector in the theory of the graph, and I just touch it very roughly, and you're free to go to do more research on this area. For those of you who doesn't have the engineering background or doesn't have the mathematics and statistics background, it might be a little bit hard to digging inside, and because of you I didn't brought it as a one main topic, and I touched this topic for those of you that which are interested on the discussion. Okay, this is the end of episode 2, episode like presentation 2, and I'm going to the presentation 3. And in presentation 3, we went to do whatever we learned in the practice. Like it was a practical session, and practical session we did everything in practice. We collect the information and we save the data analysis, and we save the search result, and the team will be ready to start writing their paper on the third session that we had. We have to recap this session. We record this session. This session would be on the YouTube for your further usage. If you want, you can go later on to getting the recap from this session. I also share with you the transcript of this session, and if you would like, you can use this like searching on the transcript and getting those points that you needed. Especially if you put it in your like a chat GPT, put the transcript there, writing your question about that from the transcript, it will give you the exact answer, well, most of the time, the exact answer that you are looking for. So it is until here. And the last session we did, as I said, we worked with the 4 of the students in the class, and we collect the information. From this point forward, I want to discuss about the next steps, and which one step is remain is writing your paper. And I know there is a gap between the different students of the class because of that the participation and the hours that we spend together, and I hope we can fill out this gap. But come with me in this session for the next step we need. One of the things I did it in the past is that first I try to collect all the information in one place. And I'm using as Khalil as example because we start with Khalil, and I asked him also to bring some of the information in his folder. Before discussing about that, I made a one folder for this semester students. On that folder, we have this folder. I hope that this folder is accessible to everybody in this class, and everybody can use it. It has a shareable link. Okay, and I see that most of you are not in this folder, and I have to add you to this folder. Then you have the access to this folder as an editor, and you are collecting all your information in this Google Drive folder for yourself. We will do it in this session when we are together, and please just share with me the email address that you have the access, and then you can open your Google Drive and you can see your folder. I have the information, I have the access to Laszlo, Khalil, and Mr. Gabo. For the others, please put your I would say Google account somewhere, maybe in the session chat site or in the WhatsApp, and then you can use and then give you access to this folder. For this folder, we have a different subfolder in this folder, classworks, that I try to bring the main documentation, and all of you has access to the other classmates' works, and I did it because that you can see what the other also doing, and sharing the information between all of you. And please to have the ethics that's to using your own information, but learning from your classmates. And until now, we made the 4 folders for the Khalil, Laszlo, Dr. Gabor, and Noor. Will continue these folders, and there's one folder for final Python code. I'm going to cross-check this to be sure this is the last Python code that we have, and then we have like our final Python codes there in that folder. The list of the students with your topics and also your name, topics, and your email address also is here. But I'm asking that's your new Gmail address to be sure that you have the access, because some of you put a different email address here and then you inform me another email address in the group. I want to be sure that we have the latest email address for each of you individual of you, that you have the access. I'm going to Khalil Google Drive, and you can see in Khalil Google Drive we have one research documentation. I dispatched the template of this research documentation, and I'm asking you to collecting all the information related to your topic, and you're going to use all this information in your final article. And Khalil, Noor, Laszlo, Agnes, and most of the students in the class prepared the research documentation. Minu, I remember, prepared the research documentation. Gabor, and I don't recall. Who didn't prepare the research documentation?
I just started with the header, but I haven't completed.
Okay, no problem. You can continue it later on with that one. So, Roberta, and who's the next, the second one? Henrietta.
I haven't finished yet.
Oh, okay, Gabor as well. Roberta, Henrietta, and Gabor. It is for your use, and I know you need it for your article, because you have to refer to those the top article in your area, the top cited article, the hottest one, the books, the main major books. You have to refer to them when you are writing your literature review in your final report. And even if you don't finish this one, collect the information and have the information based on the topics. Minu, I think Minu or Noor did a very comprehensive research work. I don't have it here. She sent it to me, and then we have it in the other place. Then she also can save the information on under her Google Drive. Okay. With one of the things that's I asked Khalil, and then he also did, is that when we did the search, I asked Khalil to collect all the information of when we did a search, we saved the information. I asked all the students, and then I'm going to use Khalil as an example, to save the information that he on the Google Drive. Then we can see the information as in the Google Drive, and I'm just opening some of the like graphs and then images, and you can see that we have all the information here in the Google Drive. For example, this is the year of publication. It is a TXT file, and we see all the year of the number of the publication in different years. This is number of the publication, record count, and then percentage. This is the percentage of those publications. Okay. I want you also to save all your research results in a separate folder under your name. I'm going to do it now for Agnes 05. Agnes, sorry if it's mistypo, but you can correct it later on. Then have the folder for Agnes, open it, one folder here, and we can say data collection. And then we have the data collection here, and then I will ask Agnes to also saving her information on the Google Drive. Let's do the work now together. I see some of you sent, Noor has sent, and also Henrietta. Let's do some of the work right now with you in the class. It would be faster, also more practical. Okay, we have a Noor now, Henrietta. Anybody else in the class?
I shared in the chat.
In the chat? Where's the chat? Oh, sorry. Okay, here. Agnes. Roberta. Minu. Agnes, you sent me two. Which one I consider?
Yes, I sent it to you.
Both of them? Both of them? Okay, I give access to both of them.
Okay.
Yes, please.
Okay. Okay, I shared the folder with all of you. I think nobody in this class missed. We just don't have a Gabor, the other Gabor, which doesn't have the access to the folder. Sorry, Agnes, I make you mute. Okay, I'm going back here. So you have your make your folder and then save the information under your folder for each of you that doesn't have the folder yet, and then also bring the information here in this Google Drive. Be sure that you put all the information in one place, and I can have access to that place, and we'll continue further from this point. Come back to the class, because here I want to discuss about reporting, the final stage of our work. Please, everybody has attention to the class, and I want to review what I prepared for Khalil, and then you can start working on your reporting, the last stage of this class. What the reporting means for this class, it means one article. We are preparing an article. We saw a sample of the article in this area, and I asked you in the class to collect a sample of article which is related to the bibliometric and scientometric. There is a place for those samples, and we want to save all those samples for the bibliometric and scientometric. Okay, just one record about that. I'm coming back to the reporting.
Dr. Mehs, can you send this sample on WhatsApp or email, please?
Sure. Now you have the access. This is for Khalil, and you replicate this sample for yourself. Don't use it, the one which is for Khalil. This is for Khalil.
No, I talk about the article sample.
Oh, this one?
Yes, yeah, please.
I ask you for the class, you do it based on your search. I will send this one because it is related to my topic.
Okay.
And for your search keyword, I'm going back here. For your search keyword, when we are in your search keyword, going back to the Web of Science. When we are in the search of the Web of Science, I asked to add another line with the scientometric, bibliometric, and literature review.
Yeah.
And search it there and see the result of this search. Like we are here in your, for example, it is my search, but for example, in your search, we are here in the Scientometric Web of Science, and in the Web of Science, we search with your main keywords, keyword 1 and keyword 2, and maybe keyword 3. Then we add another line for scientometric and bibliometric, and we see the result of this search, which for me comes this 4 article.
Yeah.
And I save this article, and I
Okay.
represent you one of these articles. I want you to also do the same, and it is part of the videos as well. And we did it for the students in the class on the last time. And then I want you to do it for yourself. But I'm going to share this one
Okay.
item with you, but you can do it for, you have to do it for yourself as well.
Okay.
Okay, I share it here.
Thank you.
Also, I shared the article with you, this sample of the article.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. This is a doc file, and you can save this doc file in your computer, work on it, and then upload it to the system. Let me save the doc file and also send you the doc file as well. I'm sending doc file in the WhatsApp, then we can replicate it also in the other place. This is the Khalil sample, and okay, I'm coming back here. I see Mino is in this like in the same doc file as me. Okay, Mino, this is for no worries. You can say this is for Khalil. I just want to tell you that this one is for Khalil. Then you can copy and paste it in your folder, and you can continue it in your folder. But this is the guideline that how you are developing your article. Definitely, every article needs a title. Then after that, it needs to writing out the authors. Then the authors needs also affiliation for those authors. We need to know the affiliation of the authors who's going to participate there. Then abstracts and keywords. One thing about the abstracts, title, abstracts, and keywords, the keywords like can be developed at the start of the work, but the title is the last item we are preparing. Like this is the last item we are writing. We write everything. We have a little bit idea about the title, but we never write a title at the start of the article. When we prepare the whole article, then we write the title of the article. It is the same for abstract. Abstract is the one before the last item. So we don't write the abstract at the start of the article. We write it once before the final step, which is the title. And we write the abstract of the article. So we prepare the article and then we write the abstract of the article. Of writing an article. Then there are keywords. Okay, no difference when we write the keywords. It might be changed in the process of writing. But from this point forward, everything comes after each other. Like it is introduction. I'm going for the main titles and describe what is under that main title. We write the introduction and literature review. Then we write the methodology. As same as the article, we review it. Then we describe the data collection. Then we're going for the result and analysis. And then after that, we have a discussion session, which the other article didn't have this discussion session. And then conclusion and the future works for us. And then at the end is the references. Let me number this item one by one. I call this one, because we have the numbering on the other side, I call this A. This is a step one. Let's put the step. Step one. Then we're going for methodology, step 2. Then data collection, step 3. Now I describe you what we're going to write in each of these steps. Step 4. And then step 5. step 6, and then reference is and step. And this is the last step. It's not important when we are doing the references, but it should be aligned with all the information inside the article. So we're going to introduction and literature review. What we are going to write in the introduction and literature review, I mentioned it here. You remember when you prepared your research documentation, you have the subject, the main subject, and you collect the keyword of the main subject, and you collect the information about this main subject. Okay, what is the highest cited article? What is the latest article? What is the main books? What are the main authors? And here you're going to use those information in the 2 to 3 paragraph to writing about those information that you collected on your research documentation. And so for your main subject, you remember we had the main subject, then we have the sub-subjects. For some of you, there were several sub-subjects, and we are writing few paragraphs about the main subject. What has been happened, what is the history, when it's started. And for finding example on these, the best place is to find them is the bibliometric or scientometric article, which is related to your area. So for more reference for how to write this part, refer to scientometric and bibliometrics article in your area of search. Okay, there are some mistypos. Okay, scientometric is okay. Okay. Then the second, okay, we finished 2 paragraph or 3 paragraph start of introduction and literature review. We're going to the 4th paragraph. You had one sub-subject, like most of you had one, some of you had a few more sub-subjects in your area. Then you're going to write about those sub-subjects and continue until that you finish all your sub-subjects and you don't have anything else in that's your domain of the research. Then you're talking about the literature of your methodology. Now you're going to write about the methodology literature review in 2 and 3 paragraphs about your methodology. And now this is the place you can refer to the history of the methodology you're using. Where is the best place to find this literature? Most of the time, the same article, which is about the scientometric and bibliometrics in your area. Also, you will refer to the same information that you find it. You remember, let me coming back here. You remember here, we went and select to just find scientometric, bibliometric, and literature review in Web of Science. And here we are going to refer to the results that we got it from there. I mean the result of this search here. So I mentioned it here. You refer to result of search for scientometrics and bibliometrics and literature review articles. Articles in your research area. Then you will discuss about your opinion, the author opinion, that means your opinion. Your opinion about the subject and subject and methodology that you're going to use. It would be 1 paragraph. and then let me, and it would be one paragraph, not more than that one. And then at the end, you will describe the continuation of the structure of this article. It means the article that you are writing. And this would be your introduction and literature review. Any question about this part?
Okay, thank you.
Tell me. I hope it is clear enough. If you have any question, please tell
Yes,
me.
yes, Farzan, I have one question regarding that. You mentioned everything here for the literature overview, and then what should we write in the methodology?
Okay. We're going to the methodology part. You see, here we describe the method. Like here we refer to the literature of the method. Here we are referring to the literature of methodology in this part. And then here we have the methodology. I'm going to the methodology part. You can see what we are going to describe and then what is a description of that. So for introduction and literature review, we're going like step by step. We put all the information in one side. Laszlo, I'm going to the methodology in the next step. Any other question? Okay, I'm moving forward. Hope it is clear. A moment. Okay, sorry. The next stage is methodology. I'm coming back to the methodology, and you can see what we are going to describe in the methodology. We discussed with you that we are collecting the results all over from everywhere, and we have all the information of the results in one place. And then, okay, guys, I need like a 2 minutes break. I will come back after 2 minutes break. Okay?
Okay.
Thanks. I'm coming back very fast. Thank you so much. I come back. We're going to the topic. We're going to the methodology. What we're going to describe in the methodology, and I mention it here, it depends on the methodology that you are choosing to presenting in your article, and it depends on the result that we're getting on the each of your article. We will have a different methodology. But I'm listing out the most of methodology I introduced you in the way here, and but it's not limited to these items. And I know that for some of you, we will extend this methodology and description of the methodology. The first one is number of the publication in each year. The second one is a top citation article. The third one is a hot article. And then it continues with Web of Science category, authorship countries and countries network, the affiliation, the publication. What you are doing is that you describing the method and what is the output of that method. Okay, what is this method? The writer will describe what is the method, why it is important, and what is the use case of this method. Where we find the information for each of these methods, it's based on the literature review, and most of the time it's based on the scientometric and bibliometric information that we did a search. So the same reference that I told you save it, we can use for these items. And if we don't find, like for some of you, if we don't find it in your search result, I will try to share with you more resource that you can write the methodology. So you start writing your methodology. For most of you, it would be the same. We have to be very careful about the plagiarism. We have to restate it. We have to change the place that we have a different article because we are using the same methodology across the class. Any question here about methodology? Yes.
You remember that we found a very few articles in my case, and you mentioned that I need all of them, and I should prepare a thematical review if I remember well. Can you tell a little bit more about this later on? How to work with this?
Yeah, because your case is a marginal case, and it's I don't know anybody else is going to use the thematical review. I will share with you the articles in thematic literature review,
Okay.
and we will like we're using them as a sample and example, and we replicate it in your search.
Okay. Thank you.
I don't bring the material for the thematic literature review for this class, and we'll continue your case in the next session.
Okay. Thank you.
Any another question about the methodology? I hope that you are ready after this class to start writing your article. Next step, we will discuss about a data collection, and then what is the information in data collection. This is step 3. The detail of the data collection, whatever we did, whatever filterization, whatever keywords and sub-keywords we have to representing in this data collection. And the accuracy of the information in the data collection is very important. And you saw it in the last article I reviewed for you. I believe that they didn't do proper information, like they didn't do reporting proper of data collection part of their work. The detail of the data collection should be mentioned in this section. Following items should be in this article. The main subject keyword, you have the main subject keyword and the synonym of that keyword, the sub-subject keywords and the synonym of that sub-subject keywords, the source of the search and why we use the source of this search. For example, for our case is Web of Science, and why we use Web of Science here. Nobody in the class is going to use another source, and we stick with the Web of Science, but we mention why Web of Science. Have this information. You can find this one in the literature. Why this Web of Science is a good place to collect the information. You can find it in the literature. And also, when we are sharing the information inside the group, one of you will find one item as a reference, the other one you find another item as a reference. Then with the cross sharing, you would have like 2 or 3 different sources for supporting our claim. The search condition and date of the search. So we need to know what was the search condition. You remember the topic, title, or for some of you, I don't see that we use the abstract or keywords. Abstract or keywords. Okay, I removed the keywords at the end because I don't want to confuse you. We have to mention when we did a search, which keyword was title, which keyword was a topic, and which date we did the search, and which day, like what was the date that we collect the information. Then we have a result of the search and recording of the search. We have to mention that what was the number of the result and what we recorded from the search. And then if there is any finding when we did the search, I remember we did a search with a few of you, and then we had the finding when we did a search. I think it was Khalil. When we did the search, we selected titles and we didn't have enough information. Then we have to change it to the topic. We couldn't stick with the titles for having broader information. And like these, I would say, edge finding, like these small cases that we find the information on the search sign, which we're recording. It depends on that each of you, and if we record any, I would say, any evidence or any kind of edge case for each of you, that this one would be reporting in our search case. Yes, Laszlo?
I think if you open my document, the bibliometric research ESG hospitality document, then you can showcase it good. Because I think we did it because I opened it and now it is in it, so you can showcase it there maybe.
Can you help me which part I can find it?
Right there.
Okay,
The
topic.
part.
Yeah, thanks. Yes, this part. Web of Science, second round, we did okay, the first round, we had a few results. Okay, this one. Data collection. That's great. Thank you so much. That's great. What Laszlo did is a great example of that, how we're recording the data collection. And for the first time, when we did a search on the two topics, ESG environment, I think most of them were title, right?
Yes, we started with title, but then changed it to topic and then widened the search.
With the title, we just had a 38 results. And then when we wider it to the topic, we had a higher number of the results. Right?
Yes, and we extended the keywords as well. I can highlight it there. So if we go to this part, and you can see. Oops.
Oh, okay. Yeah, title, ESG. Yeah, I see it now. Yeah,
So
okay.
this is like the second.
The second search result. Now
Yes.
we had a broader title and also broader topic. And with this one, what was the result number? It was, I think, 600 and something.
Yes, it was something like that, but I don't know why it isn't there. But yeah,
if I'm not mistaken, 600.
it was around 900 something ish.
Okay, we'll find a number, and something like this one. This is what you want. Record that what you are searching, because we were writing about it. For some of these cases, like this case, when we have a big, if we feel that it is big to put it inside the article, we'll put it as the appendix of the article at the end of the article. And for example, this for the hospitality and hotel and hospitality, most probably we'll put this one at the end of the article result. Thank you so much, Laszlo.
Thank you.
So here is the data collection. We have the section of the data collection. I hope the description is clear, and definitely you will face some question in meanwhile that you are preparing each steps, and no worries to ask a question first from your classmates, and after that if they cannot answer it, I'm here for answering any questions. For right now, for time being, anybody has a question about data collection?
It is okay.
Yes, yes, Gabor?
You mentioned that I will need all articles, so the text, full text of all article, and I saved as much as it was possible. I think 11 or 12, and I also put in the Excel sheet what I couldn't reach, so there's no full full download. So can you help please with the university password or some other way
Yeah,
to reach the full texts?
I will try to do my best, and if not, maybe next session on the 13th, we would work on it. Gabor, can I ask you to put that list on under your folder?
It's in the folder.
Thank you so much, Gabor.
So the last column is there is marked, which is not available.
Which one is here? Which one? Ah, this one, list of article.
Yeah.
Okay, I do something, I bring it back, I put it here on the roost, then we can find it easier. List of article. Let me rename it. I changed the name, that we can find it easier. Okay, I put it here. Thank you so much, that's for sure, and we try to find a way to get it. Actually, Laszlo also said one way to get that article, those articles, and let's try. If not, then we ask Laszlo to help a little bit to getting more article in your area of topic. And also, I'm trying to using my university link to get more article for you. And we try to collect as much as possible for you, Gabor.
Thank you very much.
Gabor, as well as reflecting on that, I think from Neumann János University we have possibilities to look into with our Neptune code and Neptune password. If you log in through that, let's say through Elsevier, Scopus and such, we need to try that because I don't know at the moment which one is available, but I suppose a couple of them should be available. But as for best practice, it is so you need to sign in through your university, and there you get to another login session where you can put in Neptune code and your Neptune passwords. Actually, this is how I got into, let's say, Scopus with my university's information example.
Thanks, Laszlo. Laszlo, as always, as you do, can you record a short video on that and then share it with the whole team?
Yeah, I will double check and then send it here.
Thank you. Laszlo video on login. Okay. Any other question in the regard of data collection? I know that when you're going through it, you would have some questions, and then we'll look into it when you have those questions. Okay, then step 4, as what we discussed, result and analysis. Now, you had a methodology, and then we describe the methodology here. Here, we're going to represent the result that we had. You remember in the article we saw the result came on the chapter 3. For us, is in the chapter 4 or step 4 of our article. And then here we represent all the we're representing all the results here based on the methodology, and we show it on and we discuss about it. Definitely there is a wherever we put a result, then there is an interpretation about that result. and when we write interpretation about that result on that context. Okay, and Noor, I put you in the mute, no worries. Okay, and then after that, we're going to the step 5. Step 5, which we didn't see it on this example, and you have the example of a step 5 in my articles actually, and also some of the other scientometric articles. I try to send you some example for this discussion. There's a discussion session. We try to have a further discussion or further interpretation based on the result, because we collect the result in one place, then we need to discuss a little bit further to acknowledging what is our output and result. It's totally depends on the result that we have. When you prepare until result part, then for the discussion, you share it with me. I will give you some guideline, and then you start writing your discussion part. What is the best? And this is the part we're talking about your contribution and why we did this study and why we collect this information. And this is the part we give the color to your scientific work. Definitely at the end is a conclusion. Conclusion is the, I would say, abstract of whatever happened in the whole article. And then here we also represent the future possible work in the area. One of the things we have it in the discussion is findings and the gap analysis. Here is a very good place to discuss about a gap that we find it in your specific research area. Definitely at the end come references, and then when we finish with this part, we're going back, prepare the abstract and the title, and your final report would be ready. Any question? Good. Let's start. You can have your article.
Thank you.
I have a question.
Tell me, Minu.
I like the format that you've shared with us for the article, but I'd seen before that there is a way you could also put an objective as you derive the title. Is there a way you could maybe guide us as we pick the title for what we will be doing in the article, whether we are looking for evolution, distribution, or changes over regions, or do we not need that? Is it not necessary?
It's completely subjective to the writer. If you feel that you want to use it like that way to bringing your what I understand from your answer, your question is that you want to have the title, and the title is driving that your analysis, right?
Yeah, or that the analysis is going to shape the objective for the whole paper.
Yes, yeah, that's right. That's right. The analysis can change the objective of the whole paper. You're right. The result, and it depends on the result, then it can change the objective. And yeah, you're right. When we put the information together, like when we can see the result from your research, like for example, I'm going back here. I think also, okay, no, from Khalil we did it. When we are collecting all the information on our search, here I can see this is like the 660 article he collected, and then here we can see the different analysis on that, and these will be defined like whatever we have it here. These are the images of the results. It can change the objective. You're right. But we listed out what we have, and based on the list, we can see which one is related, which one is not related. I want to say, follow the list, follow the topics.
Doctor, I think we want to follow a structure for the articles to publish it. So if there is no objective in the articles, so we cannot need we don't need it in our article. I think that.
There is an objective in our way that we want to collect the information to like have a representation about the landscape. This is the landscape of the like a landscape of our area of the study. And as I mentioned, I think if you follow the steps, and then if you follow the steps in the article, you would collect all the information together. And then when we have the result in one place, I can, what Aminu says, that I can have a better judgment about what you said. Let's collect the information in one place. Let's prepare the final article. And based on the final article, I have a better judgment on that, what you said on your research area. One thing is that because the research area for each of you are different from each other, and we are facing different results, I cannot draw a conclusion from this discussion. The best way to draw a conclusion is that you are preparing all the information in your final report, which is your article, this file. When you're collecting all the information in this file, then we can have a better understanding about that. Like we'll shape it up on that file. Any other question? Okay, great. So let's have the action plans. Okay, 600 results. Okay, no problem, Laszlo. Thank you so much for being in the class. And definitely your classmate needs your help in the close future to help them to prepare the final result. You, Khalil, Noor, and also Minu, that you are also Gabor. All of you, yes, we keep in touch in the WhatsApp chat. And thank you, Laszlo. You which they participating on all the class, the other classmates needs your help to picking up with they're picking up with the pace that we have. Okay, we're going to the action plan. Let's have an action plan at the end of the class, and I want to finish this class. And just Roberto wants to, I think, continue after the class for like doing here is it. Thanks, thank you. Just Roberto wants to continue the class. The rest of the class wants to, because they have the exams and this exam period, they want to go and continue their journey. But I need one help from one of the classmates. Khalil, are you available after this class? Yes, I give you can stay with Roberta. Before that, we're going to that point. I want to have one action plan, and then based on that action plan, we're moving forward. The first is that for the action plan, we need a data collection for Aggie, Henrietta, and Roberta. And I think Henrietta also wants to go and do a study. Then she can come back maybe on, if she wants to stay, she can stay for more half an hour and collect her information. If not, then we'll continue later on with Henrietta.
I will stay.
Okay, good. And then we have Henrietta also needs to install Voice Viewer. And
Yes, it's ready.
you install. Okay, that's great. So you can open it as well. And then after that, we need to, for the research document, we need Roberta, Henrietta, and Gabor to complete the research documentation. And yeah, for Gabor, we need to collect more articles. And then for the discussion, I need to give you examples. These are the actions for after this class. Okay. Just one question is, Minu, Noor, are you okay with that to pursuing your path? Because you can go and continue, like you can manage your time and continue to prepare your article.
I think I'm ready to start. Maybe do we have a timeline for when we can have the first draft for review, or we've just finished and uploaded?
Just finish it and upload it. On if it is ready on 13th of December, we have a time to review together.
Okay.
If not, then it will go the other side of the year. Actually, we have the time on January to finalize all the articles, because it's good to not have a big gap between the search time and preparing the final report, and it should be as close as possible.
Okay.
Okay, great. And so Gabor, we collect your information, and we have the data collection from your side, and I just need to collect more info on your side. And Khalil is here as well to continue. Do we have anybody else? Okay, Noor and Minu, if you want, you can stay. If you're not, that you can go. This is like totally up to you. Okay, Khalil, I want you to get a lead for a few minutes. And first, let's have on track. Go for a 10 minutes on track, we'll come back. And then after 10 minutes on track break, I want Khalil get a lead and help Roberta, Agnes, and Henrietta to do their search on Web of Science. Okay? We'll come back in, I would say, 10 minutes, 10, 15 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes, and Khalil will help the rest of the team to do the search.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, thank you. Minu and Noor, as I said, that you can go and continue your journey. And Gabor, I try to collect the information for you as well.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thanks. We'll continue in 15 minutes.
Mm.
Bye. I will send another link for the next meeting.
All right, bye.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Also for me,